Twitter for talent and news reporters and anchors, that's more in the minute and up to the minute. You really don't try to look for conversation with Twitter. You really try to get those updates out there fast, quick, and concise. I know Twitter had this debacle about going more than 140 characters, and for us in the business, we go against that because for the point of Twitter is for it to be immediate, quick read, easy browse. So if we were ended up putting up narratives on Twitter, then it wouldn't be as effective as it is today. But I think Twitter is more of a fast-paced, breaking news type style compared to Facebook, where you're looking for conversation, engagement, things of that nature.
It seems to me with breaking news, with spot news kind of coverage, it's obviously very valuable, but also the moment we're in with Donald Trump live tweeting,
right,
that it becomes a source for news as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing you fall into trap too, is where do you make that line of credibility? Because anyone could go out there, listen to a police scanner and post news on Twitter, but where do you find that credibility? Live tweeting, it brings you up to the minute coverage. Again, like I focus on that with Twitter. Twitter is designed to be in the minute, up to the minute. You're not really looking for conversation on Twitter as much as you are on Facebook. But as far as live tweeting fast, getting the information out there, Twitter is your best source because of the algorithm Twitter also uses, chronological order and time. That's also critical for a viewer to maybe go back and read the chronological order of the events. Facebook, it might be a little out of whack considering that they post your highest post first and not necessarily the most recent.
And I don't know how unusual Omaha is, but this Mean Streets Omaha account has a pretty large following as well. But as you say, it takes some doing to judge credibility on what's going on.
Right, because as a news organization, some news organizations in the Omaha market, we at KTV, we don't necessarily report scanner traffic because that scanner traffic is in the moment for those dispatchers, for police officers, and it may not necessarily be true once things calm down and we get the facts. Take it as you will, some folks consider Mean Streets Omaha as a source for news. I mean, it's whatever floats your boat. But there has been plenty of times where that scanner traffic comes back as incorrect, not necessarily true, etc. For example, if there's a house fire sent over the scanner at 34th and Cumming Street, but the house fire was initially at 48th and Cumming, or there's no house fire at all, that news that the house fire was there is already out, which is already false news.
So Facebook has increasingly become a valuable asset to your news dissemination?
And I think Facebook allows you to be more of a person as well because that opportunity for engagement is there. You're able to keep a thread with your viewers. You're able to let that thread be shared with the other viewers on your page. Twitter, not necessarily, because once that conversation goes, it kind of just disappears with the rest of the tweets. But Facebook, it stays on that post and is more accessible than let's say, a Twitter conversation you had with the viewer. And I think you're able to show more personality with your Facebook posts. You're able to do a lot more video, photos, longer posts. You can even turn your Facebook page into a blog, so to speak. So I think it allows you to be more of a person, which allows you to be more of a human, which is very critical for TV talent.
Facebook Live, is that part of a strategy?
I think Facebook Live is part of a strategy. It allows you to, I think it's a competition with Twitter, honestly, because Facebook Live allows you to be up to the minute in the moment, just like if you were tweeting live tweets up in a minute in the moment. So I think Facebook Live is using that as a conversation driver, but it also allows for the viewer or your follower to also be in the moment with you. So it bridges that connection and allows for even more engagement down the road.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about this idea of engagement because it seems to me on all of these platforms, that's one of the things that you do very well, compared probably to the average person trying to do this, that you have a sense of the importance of engaging with audience?
Yeah, so if once you make a Facebook post, you don't make it and abandon it. You want to check back on those comments, see if anyone had any questions, and address them. You want to interact with those viewers. If they say ha ha ha, then you want to say ha 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 back. I mean, it's a simple engagement that keeps that viewer coming back, because once you reply to that comment, they're going to say, oh, DaVonté responded to my comment, and they're going to actually come back because they know that you actually have a sense of care, and to know that they're not just one of your followers out of thousands of followers. So engaging in those conversations, making sure that your viewers are there, and making sure that you're connecting with them. If they took the time to like your page and comment on your post, at least have the decency to do the same back.
You mentioned Instagram. What's happening with Instagram right now?
Instagram is slowly becoming a mold of Facebook, I believe. They're allowing a lot more features with with photos and videos. Now they're going to kick in with the Instagram Live. So it's going to be another social platform that we're going to have to keep up with. And I don't know how it's going to be different to Facebook, besides the fact that Facebook is obviously more drawn out than Instagram. But I think it's going to be honestly a combination of Twitter and Facebook as far as the timeliness and the features. The Facebook Live feature, but also the in a moment feature that Twitter has as well.
Snapchat seems to be growing. Does it have a place in this news mix?
You know, I don't think it's found its solid place with the TV talent or any type of talent, but I do think it's a way for us to reach out to the younger audience as far as teens. If we're able, because we thought about it here at KTV, if KTV made a Snapchat account and each reporter would just Snapchat some of the other story leading up to the newscast, it might draw the 13, 14-year-olds that's on Snapchat with KTV as a friend to our newscast. But again, I don't think Snapchat has the capability of being something like Facebook for the TV talent.
There is such a mobile shift. All of these apps we've talked about, including the KETV app, obviously, are optimized for a mobile world. Is that maybe the biggest shift in the last 5 years?
That's the way this industry is going. TV is going out the door. It's all about the mobile device or the webpage, honestly. What I tell the younger reporters is to think web first, broadcast second. Because once you get out that courtroom with the verdict, you're not going to wait until 5 o'clock to post that verdict or to let the viewers know. That verdict needs to be placed first on the mobile app and online. And give them an incentive to tune in at 5 o'clock since they already know the verdict. Maybe save one of your interviews for the newscast, not necessarily post that online. But you don't want to take away from the TV product entirely, but you do want to make sure that your efforts are strongly with online, with the mobile app, because that's the way the industry is going. That's the way life is going, honestly. So as long as you keep that mobile app and that web first, broadcast second thought in your head, I think that's going to bring you a lot of success.
How did you get your start in TV news?
You know, I started in TV news back in 2012 in Nebraska, in Kearney, Nebraska, and then I stayed there for a year as a producer and reporter. Moved to Montana to anchor the morning show there for 2 years, and then I came to Omaha. Before TV, I was actually in radio for 4 years at WASU in North Carolina. Stayed there for 4 years in the news business, and then just ventured into the television side.
Did you go to school in North Carolina?
Yeah, I went to Appalachian State.
And thinking about back when you were a student, if you were talking to students today, I mean, you've seen a lot of change in this industry. How do you prepare for that?
You gotta accommodate to those changes. You can't say, okay, I'm not going to do that, because it's going to eventually catch up with you, and that's going to be the way to do things. You got to be able to be flexible with the way that you deliver your stuff as a talent. Just like when I was in college, there was not a class on social media. There wasn't a class on posting on the internet, because it wasn't as vital as it is now. And just within those last 6, 7, 8 years, the internet is where this industry is going. Everyone thought it was still going to be TV, and TV is going to be the most important thing. But just in that short amount of time, internet has taken over. So I think you just got to be ready to go with the punches and accommodate to those changes that will come fairly quickly.
One last question. Is there any crystal ball we can look in and have any idea what this industry is going to look like 5 or 10 years from now?
Absolutely not. You know, I think, I'd say 10, 15, 20 years, TV will be out the door. It's going to be, honestly, it's going to be a lot of mobile internet. There still might be broadcast on the mobile devices, but I think TV news will slowly become less of an importance and eventually just wipe out. If we can record video clips with each story and post them on our mobile app, that might be the way things go. What airs on TV, I'm not sure. It might be more long-form features, but I think TV news, the urgency is there now to where people want it now. So there's no incentive to wait at 5 o'clock. And if your 5 o'clock newscast is just a mere copy of your mobile app, what's the point? So that way, I think if we can do more long-term stuff on the television, if we can do more exclusive content, more featured content on the television, the thing we're running into now is how to make our mobile app and our TV product different to where viewers will able to capture both or want to capture both.
Is there anything I should have asked you about that I haven't that you think you should have?
No, that's a solid coverage of the topic. I think as social media grows, you have to prepare to grow if you want to make it in this industry, because social media is honestly the first line of connection with your viewers nowadays. It's not through the TV. It's not through one-on-one interaction in the streets. It's through social media. And that's going to give you your greatest audience. A lot of people won't know you from TV, believe it or not. They're going to know you through the Facebook page and Twitter connections.